The circus has come to town with the House GOP. And what's dangerous about this is that the American people and their needs are not part of their agenda. And they want to focus on this political theater. They are so wrapped up in their own, salaciousness that they have totally lost the thread that what they're here to do is find solutions for the American people. And they don't want to talk about that with the Biden administration and Democrats in Congress, we have been able to grow the economy by growing the middle class. We've been able to reduce healthcare costs. Just look at 1 year ago, we capped insulin at $35 a month. There wasn't a single Republican vote because their focus is on this chaos. And it is not what the American people need. But we're going to keep doing our jobs. We're going to keep focusing on the solutions that matter, whether that's reducing the cost of health care, groceries, gasoline, or whether that is making sure that we are addressing climate change, as most of this country is suffering from an incredible heat wave, and making sure that we have the energy and the renewable energy to meet those demands. Gun violence. They don't want to talk about it, but they put a bill on the floor this week that was completely manufactured crisis about migrants in schools. Let's talk about how we keep families safe at home. Let's put the focus back on the American family and stop this theater. Yeah, and it's worse than just rumor. Those have actually been filed in the last few weeks in the House of Representatives. And this is what happens when you have a Speaker of the House who is not working for folks at home, not working for everyday Americans, but working to appease Donald Trump. That is his goal in all of this, is how do I keep my power? How do I keep my position as Speaker of the House? And what happens to the American people? They are in the rear view mirror. And Donald Trump is the focus, and he is the one who is calling the shots for the GOP in the House. And what happens is you have an agenda that they've put forward where they are dramatically cutting veterans' benefits. They are not addressing the issues that the American people sent us here for. They are kowtowing every single day to what Donald Trump wants them to do. That is not leadership. That is being a cult member. And this is why we are fighting so hard to put the American people back in their focus. Let's put people over politics. That's what the Democrats do every single day here in the House. Yeah, the Bidenomics is working. And that is the great news for the American people. And listen, we are recovering from dual shocks, the pandemic and then Russia's invasion of Ukraine. That is going to take time for the American people to be able to trust that what they are seeing is actually happening. And what we are seeing is great news. 13 million jobs created, 800,000 jobs in manufacturing brought back to our shores and to places that feel like they've been overlooked by the past administration and for decades in some cases. We are seeing right now that wages for the first time as inflation continues to fall are outpacing the costs that have increased. That's great news, and that's going to be reflected in polls and public sentiment. But I can tell you, as I travel the country in my district, people are feeling that optimism. They are feeling that the attention that Joe Biden has put into growing the middle class, making sure there are great paying jobs, and lowering costs, and just capping insulin's just one example. We were able almost a year ago to extend benefits for veterans under the PACT Act and make sure that they have the health care that they need. It is so critical to addressing those exposed to toxins. What do we see in the GOP in the House? Just a few months ago, they defunded those trust funds that we established to make sure that that health care was going to be available to our veterans. So Bidenomics is good for the American people. It is good for growing our economy, and the metrics are coming in to show that it is working.